Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis for MEIOU and Taxes 3.0 with me, Alpha by Omega, and the Ottoman Devlet-i. So this is going to be a sort of a transitional episode because we need to make some plan for future expansion. And this plan has to be based in real world, basically, or in the game's world, to be more precise, because we are still facing a number of issues here. We have done very well for us, and I keep saying that defensively. We have a huge alliance here with Iran, with Colonial, and with Syrian, meaning that our biggest opponents, Hungary, Serbia, we could speak about Lithuania being there as well, and the Mamluks will think twice before attacking us, because together with our allies we can field a very, very big army. The issue that we're actually facing is that this doesn't really translate into any kind of expansive war. Not against Hungary, not against Serbia, not against anyone. So when you look at it, we would be 3-1 outnumbered, for example, if we attacked Hungary. So while defensively we are able to repel anyone, offensively we won't be able to do much. And that leaves us with only one viable target, which is Serbia, because their force, still being bigger than ours, is not that much bigger, and it is contingent on a number of allies and vassals, of which Tsera Romanska, okay, they have only 1,000 men here. This is the only ally that we can knock out of the war, and maybe even annex, depending on how we're gonna look at it. We have been, living at peace for quite some time now, so the aggressive expansion, okay, with Serbia it is still pretty high, but with Hungary it dropped to 28, with Transylvania it's at 18, so next year or the year after we should be able to declare a war and maybe even get quite a lot of territory. But again, it's gonna be really quite a complicated fight, because when you look at it, the amount of territory that they have is fairly vast, and it's going to be hard for us to contain them. So we will unfortunately have to concede to the fact that they will most likely plunder a couple of our provinces. Now we can separate our army in a way, or we can, send a smaller army to the north, or even our entire army to the north and deal with these guys first, which will cover us a little bit, but it won't stop the enemy marching there if they want to. For us, the best possible target is, of course, Plovdiv, and I would really like to get Kostur and Thessalia, or Thessalia, as they say here, because these are connected to the sea. Thessalia doesn't have a port, okay, and it does not have a natural location as far as I can see. So the connection via a port is possible, but wait, come on. Yeah, we would need to get Magnesia as well, which we can later on, when we are not in truce, we will be able to take them. So the goal would be to basically open our way to Greece, where we could then take these territories for ourselves. And then the local autonomy would work, because Kostur would be connected only via Emathie and Chalkidiki, and Thessalia would be connected to Magnesia, which is also not a natural location for a port. I always forget, the fact that it's the terrain that's screwing up with me. I would be expecting that this would be, but it's not, so whatever. So we need to prepare for this war. Again, defensively I think we are great. Offensively we are not so great. So let's look at what we can do here. We do have a fairly vast amount of available land force, and I think that they probably won't have a navy, will they? They have 3 ships, so we really don't need to worry about anything like that. But army-wise, it's gonna require quite a lot of preparations. So 28,940 is the maximum amount of troops. We got 12 in. We got 12 raised, 12,000 raised. So if we raise the additional 5 regiments, how's the balance of forces gonna look like? They will have 24,000 troops, and we'll have 17,000. There's also an option to go pants in and basically take the next 2 technology levels, which is which are gonna heavily increase our infantry and cavalry fire, and the next technology I believe gives us better artillery. Yes, the swivel guns, which gives us a defensive shock. That's not exactly what I would like. What about it? That's 26, so it's not gonna really help us in that regard at all. Getting the Ottoman Janissar arquebuses would be just, amazing. That would make this expansion just so much easier, and it is going to make it easier, but we really have to have a realistic goals. So let's say Plovdiv, Kostur, and Thessalia. Alternatively, we could take part of the Janovici, which would be fine. We could just hold Plovdiv, and these areas don't have forts today. We have just a local garrison, nothing. So a couple of, not even their capital has that. So it really depends if we are willing to have them sack our capital, because we can take these areas very fast, occurring a huge attrition, that is for certain, but it would make it easy for us to take large swaths of land and force them into a peace treaty. But it will depend on our cash. Okay, let's unpause and see what we can do in regards to our treasury. We have recently gotten Fyodoro. When is it going to... wait, here and here. 1428. So wouldn't we... I think it might be useful for us to actually prepare for this war a little bit more. You just get all of our course sorted out and then declare war. I would kind of think that would work well. Plus the autonomy, I think, is dropping still. So we might want to just pass a little bit of time and have it settled. Okay, wait. I need to send my diplomats. Improve. Okay, so we can definitely get Mamluks away from the hostile attitude. And how's operations with you, idea? We have royal marriage with Lithuania. I don't know how we managed to pull that off, but we do. So that's good. And let's assign you to our allies, because that's gonna be important for us when we have no free diplomats. Okay, when you return, I'm gonna put you to allies, because we need them in case we get into the war. It will be extremely important for us to be 100% sure that they can, back us up in case of an invasion from Hungary, because there's not going to be a better opportunity for them to attack us, except the moment when we literally are locked in a war. So how's this? You still claim that we would be okay with 17 regiments. I don't know if I believe you, but we're getting a ton of money. Inflation is dropping a little bit. Fleet maintenance. You guys are doing fine. I'm not gonna build any more ships. We have missionaries working on Chalkidiki and Constantinia. So what's the current situation? Okay, Chalkidiki might convert, and Constantinople, where's the religion here? Might convert as well. Either now or next time they're gonna convert, which would be amazing, Honestly speaking, that would be great. And I would like to take a little bit of time to check on the autonomy situation here. So Constantinople is dropping significantly. What are we building here? Harwich and Capital. I wonder if they're gonna construct that. The autonomy here is also dropping. Yeah, we're starting to see some pretty nice colors. Halkidiki dropping. So, this means we get a ton of stuff from our provinces, way more than we did before. More taxes, more support. Yeah, you guys are really going down. And what about Feodora? I mean, it is not a core, so it's gonna have huge issues. Separatism plus 14. Democratic hierarchy, structure, aristocracy. Is the Concord plus 30? Why is it increasing that much, though? I don't see any major. Communication efficiency is really lowering it. Because plus this would mean that it's going to straight up to 100. With trading a harbor, it should be much lower than that, honestly. But it might really be the non-core and it's just not listed here. Separatism. And separatism goes away. This should also be fine. What about you guys? 100% autonomy. Okay, this one is going to... Okay, here's the non-core minus. So wait, did we... Are you our core? You have a claim. Yeah, so we just don't see the non-core here. Okay, so that's some sort of bug, because here we can see that the non-core is giving us plus 75. So that's in... that's weird. Okay, we'll see. We'll see once that is done. So, did you guys convert? Almost. No, wait, that's Constantinian. It was Chalkidiki that finished. Nice, they did convert. Okay, so Chalkidiki is finally converted, so we may go with Ematia. We have a very low religious unity when you look at it. We have a ton of provinces that need constant work. Now, where's the religious map moved? Okay, I have to see it here in politics. Yes. Yep, we get just Anatolia and parts of the Fraki provinces, but the rest is not really anywhere near. So Mamluks were improving. The moment we get rid of the rival, if they permit us to do that, we are going to get a pretty decent boost to relations, and then we can feel safe. With too many relations, that is fine. I'm really not completely over the idea of getting an alliance with you guys and declaring war, or pulling you into the war, because they would accept it. Can I get to about 57, 63, and I'm gonna need to find a way how to deal with that later. Knights Hospitaller, we no longer have truce with them, so that means we can declare war on you. That would pull you guys again into the war. Conquest of foreign trade post, expel them. That's interesting because we have... Oh, I get it, because we ended the conflict with you later. Yep. But if we declare war on you, it's gonna pull you into the war immediately, which would be kind of cool to see. That would be kind of cool to see, but we don't really have any beef with them right now. Rhodos itself is not that valuable, nor is the Decanessus. Not enough for us to spend so much time. Okay, so we can definitely raise more units. Bureaucrats' influence is increasing, which is good. Let me just see. Okay, stability is increasing nicely, so that's fine. Executive of 83%. Corruption is just insane. State reach 57%. It's not great. What could be worse? Okay, so what do we want our army to look like in a couple of months? So as the game has stated, we have 12,000 men. 311, 9,000 infantry, 7,000 cavalry, and 3,000 artillery. That actually sounds like a good idea. So let us raise which areas are the most rural. So you can take a hit. Okay, wait. It's December. We can test this theory about the units being removed from the pool. 28,940. Because I think it keeps killing my recruitment. When we get over the year. Okay, just recalculate everything quickly. Let me see what the effect is going to be. Yep, look at that. It killed the recruitment. Okay, and our manpower is increasing, which is really good. Because we're gonna, believe it or not, we're gonna have huge attrition problems once we get into conflict with these guys. Serbia and similar. Okay, so let's raise 1 unit here, 1 unit here. The most rural areas. Okay, Bolu, because that's where we're gonna get most of the casualties. So Bolu as well. And I'm gonna get light cavalry from Yozgat. And here, and the artillery is gonna come from Çanakkale. Wait, that's too many, isn't it? No, it actually... Okay, we actually can do that. We could get more troops if we wanted to. The game is starting to like us. I think the relations with our... Georgia and everyone is increasing, and that's giving us more of a boost. Yep, even money is increasing heavily. So we're sort of putting everything back into place. And we have officially changed the religion of Constantinople. 65,490 Sunni Muslims now live there, and only 64,000 Orthodox people. How lovely is that? Okay, Tekirdağ, you're next on our list. I mean, it's not that valuable, but it's gonna be quick. These, which provinces? Chaldea, it cannot be even... What's this town? These are really hurting our religious unity. The local bey has been killed. The Bey of Ionia has been killed by mutinous soldiers. He had tried to stop the excessive extortion of the local population. Choose a bey from the local soldiers. Stop this right. Ionia. Oh, wait. Ionia? Where is that? And that's what I thought. Chalkidiki. Wait, what? Ionia. Oh, here! Ah, it's a small city, okay. Oh, Smyrna, of course, of course. So what's the situation here? The autonomy is dropping. The local unrest is non-existent. Am I reading that correctly? Yeah, 0, minus 13. Stop this right. Yeah, let's be just. I mean, they're arbitrary, but let's be also just. Okay, the academy needs to be taken next because we want to get up to the score. I was actually checking that their military technology, speaking of course, Serbia is fairly low, so we have a big advantage there in this. And if we can later on get 2, maybe even 3 levels, it would help us significantly. What's our max? 3,589. So that is pretty good. The academy is not going to really give us much. Stability lowered, okay. I mean, stability time increase lowered. I'm interested in what Mehmet is going to be like. Okay, so our army is now larger. Are you really so bad that you cannot even move? Okay, now you should be able to. So this means we have 18,000 men. Our limit is 2 more. But I think this is gonna be enough to face the treacherous Serbs. Okay, let's raise it a little bit more. Money-wise, we are just raking in the cash, which is going to serve us extremely well when we attack. Yep, the numbers now look much better. We got 22,000, they got 23,000, so we are almost equal, but we have more troops in reserve. Okay. Let us analyze this again. I would probably like to have 10,000 infantrymen. Considering we're gonna get the swivel guns, it might be, you know, not a terrible idea to have more artillery in the back. But it might just be a little bit of because it's not helping us in offense, it's helping us when we get attacked, and I don't really think we're going to be doing that much. Okay, so if you recall the diplomat from Mendux, they're still our rivals, but at this point it is very likely that they will remove that penalty for us. Okay, so 9,000, 6,000 camera. Okay, that's more than I wanted. I wanted 953. Let us raise 1 more infantry unit. This time from the Metoka. And it's gonna be 19,000 men in arms. Which is gonna put us on the same level as the enemy, and we're gonna most likely have a better general and a better tech. So I can imagine that being, you know, generally speaking, much better. So now that we have converted Constantinople to Sunni faith, we need 500 gold. I might be a little bit of a bastard here, and we might go into the war with Serbia with massive pillaging in mind, because that means we will get an excessive amount of gold, and we'll be able to cause havoc and quite a lot of damage, even if we don't get that much territory. And the money that we're gonna gain is gonna translate directly to our own territory. So we'll get a short-term boost, they will get a short-term malus, we get cash, and we can fund the conversion of Hagia Sophia. Come the hell on. Jesus. I'm thinking, if I start drilling it, that's gonna give us a good boost as well. How much are we gonna pay? Okay, I think we can do that. That's gonna give us a little bit of an extra oomph. The army professionalism is actually increasing as well. Come on, go. We still have a year? That we wanted to go with. Get in there and roll. Not really getting too much. Well, already even with 1.25 they have a bonus. I should have done this earlier. Okay, we can now get the academy. Bonus for the next 4 years. Urban production efficiency plus 1%. Corruption is lowered by 0.05 and rural production efficiency increased by 1. And stability cost interval is lowered. With a renewed emphasis on the glories of the past, came attempts to reestablish their institutions. One such attempt was a new academy modeled after the one run by Plato. There, like-minded philosophers could meet and debate issues without fear of censorship. And youth seeking an education could attend and enrich their minds. So you guys can join this. I'm thinking we might want to get that one extra cannon. Because quite frankly speaking, 20 is just... I like even numbers, honestly. So let me get one more from... I'll get it from our capital, from Bursa. Okay, so the printing press is ahead of time. We're still nowhere near commercialization, unfortunately, but what can we do? Intrigues in Constantinople. Now that's really interesting. A Turkmenwar official, Abdullah Küçük's rise to high office has angered many of those closest to Murad II. Yusuf Boynurali, a member of one of the oldest Osmanlı families in our country, has approached our monarch demanding that we relieve Abdullah Küçük of his position. Okay, no, we don't want to do that. Either arbitrary. You have a treasurer here of bureaucrat faction. But no, preposterous. You're not gonna dictate to us what we can and cannot do. Plus the legitimacy is actually doing pretty well. There really isn't any reason for us. Okay, so our heir is an entrepreneur. I can already see that, despite the fact that there's a window blocking it. Trade power abroad plus 10% and commerce production inefficiency lowered by 5%. So that's gonna be a good thing. 240 gold is pretty good. And how will our manpower increase to 33,170? And yeah, we just lost that. I hate this. I have to plan for this, and I understand that it's probably a script, screwing up with me, but it doesn't really give me too much of a hope. Okay, 3.76 armored drill, morale, land fire. Yeah, we should be doing with the increases in everything else. I think we will be able to keep this running permanently. So let me just finish up raising this bombard. I'm gonna let it run for a year or two more, and then in the next episode we are going to invade Serbia. As I said, this was more of a transitional episode, pointing to what our potential is and how we can improve it, focusing mostly on getting what we want now and then letting us get more in the future as well. And we have done well with the increases in relations and power of the estates. We are a little bit more restricted, but we are also doing very well, much better than we did before. And that's all that matters. So anyway, you are gonna take 18 more days. So let's finish off, and then we're gonna call it an episode. Ematius, we're converting, it's fine. How's the religious situation in Constantinople? Let's just check in before we go off. 65, 64, okay, it's still balanced. Oh! Okay, well, this is unexpected. Iran is calling us against Sistan. Is the defensive war? Yeah, Iranian conquest of Sistan. Well, I think this could be really good for us for pillaging. So let us take this as a temporary reprieve. We are going to accept that. We're going to get a little bit of favors, and our army will most likely... Yeah, this is going to be a piece of cake, and we can most likely get some pillaging done. So we're going to head off to the provinces where we're most likely to get that. And after that one is done, we are going to turn our eyes to Serbia. And why the hell can't I get there? We don't have military access through our ally. That is really interesting. So now can we please march? Yes, we can. Cool. So see you in the next episode.